Are looking live at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, which advanced 51 points there, 0.28% after yesterday's decline. It got some of it back today. What it did yesterday, it was just bounced. It traded down to its 10 EMA on that move yesterday, where it fell 187 points, traded down to the 10. Today, bounced a little bit. It got back maybe a little more than a quarter of what it lost yesterday. Looking for a little stronger bounce and getting back above that 18,564 that it reached on Tuesday before it reversed lower. So looking for more of a bounce, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But the Nasdaq is now 4% above its 50, 1.6% above the 21, and 0.6 above the green line, which is the 10 EMA. The SPY, doing a little better, 3.9% above its 50, 0.8% above the 10, 1.7% above the 21. It was up 0.42% today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average made a high yesterday of 43,277, reverse fell lower, closed near the lows, and today got back 0.79%, 337 points on the Dow in lighter volume. And the last one I want to look at is the IWM, which, if you look at this as a stock, right, you just say, wow, this thing's consolidating in a base nicely, right? Getting back up near those highs, and it's got to break above that old high there of 228.63. It was up 1.64% today, and there's a lot of smaller banks, the financials, which are doing really well in this market. And I'm not going to start with the financials. I'm going to go to NVIDIA because it's sold off yesterday on the report from ASML, which had nothing to do really with NVIDIA. In fact, the one thing they did say was that AI is one of their strengths, and NVIDIA, of course, is the king of AI. So no reason for the sell-off, but it bounced more than 3% today, and you can see it just had an inside day. And tomorrow's going to be a big day for NVIDIA, one way or the other. You can see that green line there. It just bounced off its 10, which the Nasdaq did. So you're going to see a lot of stocks bouncing off their 10 because that's what the index did. Here's ARM Holdings pulled back to its 10 yesterday. Just an inside day, like NVIDIA today. Not a big deal. Up 1.2%. This thing set up nicely, and it moved higher on Monday. It really looked like it was going to break out, and then the ASML report hit all the semiconductor stocks hard. Yeah, it was up to 164 on Monday. So let's see it get back above that level here. We got 2 more sessions in this week, and I think it can do it. It's going to take, well, I'll get there in a minute. ALAB, this is an IPO. It looks like it was going through its due diligence phase, and now maybe its institutional advance phase. We're gonna have to wait and see, but once again, pull back to the 10, not even. That looks like maybe the 8, and I found support, little bounce today. And today, it's important, I think it's important, is that it got above yesterday's high of 64.50, closed at 65.59 and traded up to 66.11. So super strong stock there. If you own ALAB, you got to be pretty happy with that performance there. A couple of the other names that I wanted to get to in the data storage semiconductor hardware space is Micron. Now this thing gapped higher on the 26th, made that high of 114.80, then pulled back, and I thought it was going to fill this gap here at 96.18, but all it really did was trade down to its 10 and found support. Now it's surfing its 10 EMA, so it's making higher lows and higher highs, right? Yeah, a little higher high today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, higher high each day. So Micron's looking good, surfing the 10 there. And the other one in the group that I kind of like is this is a Seagate technology. You can see the cup with handle pattern with the pivot point 110.93, which is the high in the handle, just trading just a tick above it. Yesterday made a move higher, then pulled back. That looks pretty good to me. That's Seagate Technology. And anyway, I wanted to get to, I don't want to bury the lead. Obviously, the bank stocks are, really ripping. I mean, I saw about 4 or even 5 pages of new 52-week highs today. It was insane. I can't get to a quarter of them, not even close. But this one is leading the way in the financials. They reported a strong quarter, is up 6%. $119, man, look at that move. It's pretty clear. I think that Jerome Powell's, navigating a soft landing here. And I don't know if they're going to need any more rate cuts for a while. These things are just cruising nicely. It's good to see earnings being rewarded. You can see it's 36 percent earnings growth, 17% sales growth. That's really strong here these last 3 quarters for Morgan Stanley. And the stock is being rewarded. I like to see that myself. I think it's a much easier market to navigate when earnings, and we're right in the middle of earnings season here. I think next week we're going to have just a slew of new data points, and I'm going to get to some of those in a minute here. But BlackRock making new highs. Finance investment. Yeah, they invest all right. Wells Fargo, big bank, making new highs, breaking out of a base here. These things look strong. Even Goldman Sachs pulled back yesterday and then had an inside day today, but it's above a pivot point and looks pretty strong. What are some of the smaller ones? This one's going to report tomorrow. Huntington Bank shares, on the 17th. This one's been rallying, so it's going to have to deliver some better numbers. We don't want to see red numbers down here. But they report tomorrow, WAL. There's another one, making new highs here. These bank stocks are strong, and I can go all day doing this, but I'm just going to go to the exchange traded fund, the XLF, and you can see that consolidated in a base back here during the spring and the summer, then, ripped higher up to 45 and then consolidated in a little base here. And now it's moving out here. October, what is this, the last 4 or 5 sessions here? Looks fantastic. So, like I say, when you have earnings being rewarded, you have the financial earnings strong. That's a very good sign for a healthy bull market. So that's what I like to see. And yeah, like I said, there's so many stocks making new highs now. I just can't get to them all. Otherwise, it'd be like a 2-hour video every night. But I'm going to try my best. Okay, the airline stocks also, United reported this morning and had a strong report, up 12%. Wow, nice move. They initiated a stock buyback program. And I guess United's flying. How about that? ALK, it's one that I've used to fly a lot. I haven't recently, but Alaska, I kind of like this airline. This one is up, 2% today and making new highs. What was the other one? Oh, Delta. This one's got the hub in Atlanta. Very nice cup with handle pattern breaking out today, nearly 7%. Let's take a look at the weekly on this one. Wow. Kind of a base on base pattern. And when I see the RS line ripping through the moving averages, that's an indicator to me of, strong stock or even, kind of a buy signal here at that 52.45. All right, I'm not going to do all these. I said I wasn't, but I'm going to. This is SkyWest, or I call it SkyWorst. Yeah, not my. Okay, I better chill out. Anyway, a cup-shaped pattern, no handle here. It just went from the bottom straight up, from 72 to 96. That's a hell of a move in a very short period of time. So, yeah, cup and moving higher. Kind of looks like our friend Mr. Vert here, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Yeah, just off the bottom, and I don't know, maybe Vert's going to make a little handle, but definitely one that I'm watching because I own it. Sorry about that. Pulte Homes, the home builders were strong today. And you got the banks, you got the airlines, you got the home builders. Man, we got a smorgasbord of winners here. And in the home, we pull back to the 21, little bull wedge pattern, then move higher, right? Lennar, another stock, pull back to its 50 on that little wedge pattern, and then popping higher. DHI, and another same kind of pattern here. DHI pulled back to the 50, now popping higher. And then builders having trouble with the 200. And you can see this, clearly cup with a handle gets up to 200 and it's just having a hard time breaking through there. But I think once it gets through that level, and I'm saying when, not if, I believe it will, I think you're going to have a nice run for builder first source. But, it's psychological, and institutions paying $200 for this stock. Maybe they don't think it's worth it right now, but it's not an expensive name at all. And it's got a, 23 billion market cap with, 16 billion in sales. So, and that's current sales, not forward sales. You can see that cup with handle, 3 weeks tight. Yeah, I like this stock a lot. And it's been on our ready list. Anyway, I'm going to move on from the home builders because I got a lot of stuff. SMR was up today on the Amazon news. We heard from Microsoft a few weeks back where it made that deal with Constellation Energy to open 3 Mile Island. Google bought a company, and all these hyperscalers, they know that these data centers are going to need energy and power. And you can see this alternative energy group is top 4 group here, just real strong stocks. And this data center AI revolution is going to need a lot of power, and so that's why these utilities are just absolutely ripping. I haven't looked at the XLU. I showed the XL. Yeah, these things are just on fire, just super strong. So let's take a look at a couple more from, aside from SMR. Let's go to a VST. This is one that pulled back recently, last week. It's kind of a scary pullback, but it ran from 72 to 143 or whatever, and just had this sharp pullback to the 21. Now bounced, and then yesterday pulled back to the 10, and then bounced again. So maybe the time to buy it is when it pulls back to a moving average. That's super strong stock, man. Whew. It let me see. It ran from 72 up to 140. I don't know. Come on. What was it? 143. So I wouldn't surprise me if it just ran right past that 143 once again. Well, nothing surprises me, but yeah, these are strong stocks. Constellation is one I mentioned earlier. Another one that pulled back to the 21 and now is bouncing sharply. God, there's just a lot of them. POWL is another electrical power equipment. It's just rolling. I mentioned Vert earlier. This one, yeah, cup with, I guess you could call that the handle. Yeah, the high in the handle there is a 103.69. This one pulled back to the 10 a couple times and found support. Vert looks fantastic. Oh man, I've got a lot of them in this group. Just the energy, alternative energy, utilities. This is GEV. GE Vernova, which is a spinoff, and this one's just rolling, making new highs all the damn time. Quanta made it through 300 and just surfing the 10 there. Kelly Slater stock. We're seeing a lot of that, and I've got construction. I've got a couple different construction areas. I'm going to put Sterling in with this group, and this one just made a new high today. Super strong, surfing the 10. That thing is beautiful. And you see it tried to break out. I went from 105 to 152, pulled back to the 10, that little bull wedge pattern. Man, we've seen a lot of this in this recent rally of this bull market here. And then riding the 10, making new highs and new lows. Higher highs, higher lows, definition of an uptrend, folks. All right. I think I'm going to move on from this group because I want to get to the networkers. Cisco. Was upgraded today, and I forget the company. I think it was Barclays, maybe B of A Securities. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They upgraded it, and it was a nice response to the upgrade. It made a new 52-week high there at $56. I have friends who work at Cisco, and they told me like 15 years ago when it gets back to 80, which it hasn't. That was the old high for the dot-com days. They said, when it gets to 80, I'm going to retire. Well, it's getting closer. It's 56. But they still work there and have great jobs and great company to work for. But good to see Cisco making new highs. And maybe one day it'll get back to 80. All right, Arista Networks pull back sharply. I was making fun of it, the 300, the 400 It went right through it like, poop through a goose. Then it traded down below it on Tuesday, just pulled back to its 21 and bounced today nicely 3.5%. But you can see it's just an inside day because of that big move on Tuesday. The risk of just pull back to the 21. And this is what you see in bull markets. That's why I say you got to embrace pullbacks, even if they're sharp and they're scary. I mean, that was a $21 move or 5%, traded down to 382. So if you're holding that when you're going, man, this stinks, that's a horrible day. But if you want to buy it, you're saying, yes, I could buy it to 21 here. And now it bounced from what, 382 up to 406. So that's a nice move. Eventually, I think it's going to leave 400 in the dust, but having a little trouble with that psychological, round number. Netgear, another one in the group, the computer networking group, just pulled back to the 21. Nice pullback here. I like that type of wedge pattern here, and then ripping higher. It's got to take out the old 2262, and Radware is the last one I want to show. Kind of a thinner name. It's only 180,000 shares at $23, but nice base here. Tried to break out. You could say it did break out. It bounced off its 21. Now it's pulling back, allowing the moving averages to catch up. And it's just eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which line is it going to be bouncing off of? The green 10, the magenta 21, or the red 50? Anyway, that's it for the networking group. I don't normally show many of those stocks or these ones. This is the construction, I don't know, you could call them hurricane, I guess, stocks. This is FLR. And once again, they're gonna be involved with the data center. This could be in with that other group that I just showed you. Fleur looks good, got an upgrade today. GVA is Granite Construction. The infrastructure bill went through and they're going to be spending for 10 years. And these guys should benefit. Jacobs Solutions making a new high today. And I'm just going through these quickly. You could look at the charts and do more due diligence on them. But Primoris Services, another, not that thin. It's 500,000 shares a day, 3 billion market cap. Just making new highs. I mean, these groups are very strong. Home Depot is definitely a hurricane play as well as Lowe's, and they're just surfing their moving averages, looking very strong, making new highs. RPM, been showing this one a lot. I think they go ex-dividend tomorrow or Friday, so maybe a little bit of a pullback there. We'll see. And then TGLS, this is the commercial and residential glass manufacturer. So that one, these are really strong stocks. Like I say, there's 4 or 5 pages of just new highs. I mean, I just can't get to them all. I'm not going to try. I'm going to show you some though. And I do want to point out some of the drug names that are doing well. This is Summit Therapeutics, pulled back from 33 down to like 20, below 20 here, and then popped. Nice 7.5% move today. HRO, HROWRO. I still don't know what these do. I haven't done my due diligence here. I'm sure they had a positive trial, and now it's just continuing to find support at the 21. This one made a new high today, finding support at the 10, popping up, and then pulling back to the 21, rallying, pulling back to the 21, rallying, shelf, making a little shelf, just allowing the 10 to catch up and then moving higher. So that's why I say you got to embrace pullbacks. When it pulls back, that's when you buy, and when it spikes, and you can sell it. Anyway, that's for swing traders. CAPR, this is a wild one. I kind of like the way it moves. This is a high tide flag type pattern today. Pulled back 5%, just an inside day today though. After the big move on Tuesday, made a new high and then pulled back and allowing that 10 to catch up. Watch that green line because it's likely to bounce off it again. So if you're interested in that stock, I think it's going a lot higher. It got an upgrade last week with like a, I don't know, a 77 price target, down 7%. It's not for the faint of heart. It moves a lot. RNA, this was one that I had on my ready list. I don't know when. It was like 41 not long ago, but it rallied up to 49, then pulled back, and now it had a nice move today, but it's still just right at that 48.80. I took it off because there's a lot of other stocks that are doing really well, but that looks good as well. UTHR, another one of these, UTHR, United Therapeutics, breaking out of that 366 area. That thing looks fantastic. Nice breakout here. It's after it, pulled back, kind of wedged back to its, 50, then pull back to the 21, and then moving higher, 366 to pivot. There, that one looks fantastic. It's getting a little, for my liking, a little extended from that 10. Only 3.1%, not bad. Yeah, but you can see that RS line moving through the moving average. So that's another indicator of strength. All right, I talked about these new 52-week highs. There's so many of them. I'm just going to go through different areas. This is a real strong group, the Commercial Services Document Management Group. And you can see I don't include it on my Saturday report because there's only, 6 stocks in here, and Iron Mountain's the only one with a market cap over like 3 billion. And so these are really small Pitney Bows. But this is the king of the mountain here, Iron Mountain, in this group. And just making new highs. Super strong stock, one of the strongest stocks in the market. This weekend, I'm going to do something where I'm going to go over the stocks that have appreciated the most, maybe the top 15 or 20 stocks that have appreciated the most, and find a common thread amongst those stocks. But normally they're going to have like accelerating sales growth, 8, 11, 12, 13. I like them above 20, but this thing's being rewarded for sales and earnings growth. JW Nordstrom, just a random, another different group here. This is a retail department store group, and this one's making a new high, breaking out of a base, just acknowledging strength here. CW, I show the defense stocks a lot. This one popped to a new high today. And, I could go through a lot of these defense names. They're just super strong. Howmet is one of the ones that I like in this group, made a new high today. And of course, GE, one of the big kahunas, a 208 billion market cap. Those are really strong. JKHY software name. I didn't show you GoDaddy and app today because I don't know, can't show them every day. But this is a software name, financial software, and we know those have been strong, making a new high today. Just a lot of different groups making new highs. This is Calanova. This is a food packaging group. They got bought out. That's why you see them flatlining there, or allegedly bought out. The Dr. No's got to approve it, which is never a slam dunk. But another food name that's been super strong is Sprouts Farmers Market. And I would even include Walmart in there. They sell a lot of food. Made a new high yesterday. A little bit of an inside day today. What else? MasterCard. Man, when MasterCard's making new highs, this is a bull market, folks. People are spending. It's a good economy. It's a good market. Enjoy these times. These are pretty rare. And we're in a power trend, and the 3 major indexes. It's time to enjoy it. This is a software safety, security safety name. And this one pulled back to the 21. We've seen a lot of this lately and made a new high as well. I think this is in the same group as Axon, which is, the police cameras and tasers. The old taser company is Axon now. Pulled back to its 10, had an inside day today, but super strong stock and a strong group. I don't know why it's ranked 67. These things are really showing a lot of strength. BYRN is Burn. This one pulled back last week on its earnings report and now bounced off its 50. So that's maybe why the group is 67. There's not a whole lot of stocks in the safety security group. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, except for in honor of the great Steve Jobs. I have one more thing, and that is earnings tonight. I saw across my feed here that CSX missed. Yeah, and it's down 3.5%, missed on the top and bottom line. So I'll have more in the morning on these. Give me some time to look and see what the reports are saying. KMI, I know they missed too, so they're down 2.5%. The oil and gas has not been doing that well because of the commodities down now. I think the WTI is near $70. Let me see. What was the other one that reported tonight? Oh, Alcoa, up 6%. Very nice. I like to see that. You can see it's been kind of choppy, but that should be good for that mining and metal group, which, one of them was CCJ, which has been Kamiko, it's been on fire because of these, energy names and all the deals that are going on with the energy with these tech companies. And let me see what else. Oh, PPG. This is another one of these. I guess you could call it like a hurricane play. They make coatings, glass chemicals, and they have painting. Yeah. Anyway, flat after hours, PPG, and then DFS. They reported tonight. Finance, credit card payment, okay, down 1.3%. And in the middle of the night tonight, I think about 2 a.m. Eastern time, Taiwan Semiconductor. I might stay up and watch Bloomberg and see this report. This is going to move the semiconductor space tomorrow for sure. This is a market cap of nearly $1 trillion. So this is going to be, I have a feeling this is going to be the anti-ASML where, they kind of botched guidance and, lowered booking expectations. And I think Taiwan's going to blow the roof off it. And you're going to see stocks like NVIDIA and AMD and ARM and ALAB. They're going to respond tomorrow. I believe that's my story and I'm sticking to it. But they have to report a good quarter. And if they do, the semiconductors are going to really move tomorrow. 11%, 34% sales growth. Maybe we'll see something 35 or higher. That would be fantastic. Anyway, I'm optimistic with Taiwan Semiconductor tomorrow morning. Also, Travelers, and they're a big insurance, 55 billion market cap, and they're going to report tomorrow. Could have an impact on, some of our stocks like Bro, yeah, and AJG, Gallagher. We'll have to wait and see the insurance names after Travelers reports tomorrow. And then HBAN, this is one of those, I don't know, 23 billion market cap bank, but the banks have been reporting strong earnings and they report tomorrow. And like I said, they're going to have to do something about these red numbers here. And I think with a good report, this could move as well, these regional banks. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up.